wake up slowly. Your head pounds with a dull ache. And for a moment, all you want to do is drift back into sleep. But something feels off. You try to stretch instinctively, but your arms won't move. They're pinned down. Your eyes burst open and panic crashes over you like a tidal wave. You yank your legs, but they're spread wide, trapped in place. Thick leather straps bite into your skin with every frantic movement. You kick, twist, scream. You're thrashing with everything you have, but nothing changes. You're locked in place. Then it hits you. This isn't your bed either. Where are you? You're not safe. And it looks like you're strapped to a gynecologist chair. Welcome to Timeless Mysteries. Please like and subscribe. Today we'll explore one of the most terrifying true crime cases in American history, the Toy Box Killer. The chair beneath you is made of steel. It's bolted into the ground with heavy screws. Your wrists are bound to the armrests, while leather straps wrap across your chest, thighs, and waist, holding you down in an exposed, humiliating position. The chair tilts back slightly, forcing your body into an unnatural angle, amplifying your sense of helplessness. Above you, chains and harnesses dangle from the ceiling. There are stained, dried sweat, maybe something worse. They sway gently in the stale air. Their slow creaking, like the ticking of a clock. Their slow creaking gives you the chills. Time stretches as your heart pounds in your ears, each second sharpening your panic. Your vision begins to clear, and you take in more of the room. On a nearby tray, surgical tools shine in the dim light. Scalpels, clamps, syringes, all arranged with unnerving precision. Whips hang from a hook on the wall, just above a cattle prod resting on a cart. The room feels deliberate, every object designed to play a part in your suffering. Then you see the mirror. It leans against the wall, cracked and filthy, but large enough to reflect you in the chair. Every attempt to free yourself, every flinch of fear, fully exposed, you realize the truth. This isn't an ordinary room. This is a stage, and you must be the star of the show. Tape recorder clicks on beside you, filling the silence with a low, mechanical whir. Hello there. A calm voice, polite yet cold. You're probably confused right now, but I'll clear that up for you. The words hang heavy, each one sharp and deliberate. There's no anger, no malice, just certainty. You see, I own you now, and this little place you're sitting in, well, it's my toy box. We're going to have some fun together. Well, maybe fun for me. It may not be so fun for you. David Parker Ray, known as the Toy Box Killer, used pre-recorded tapes to torment his victims. These weren't just instructions, they were part of the torture. In a cold, methodical voice, Ray explained exactly how each instrument in his toy box would be used. The goal wasn't physical pain, it was psychological domination, stripping away any hope the victims might have ever had. Ray didn't work alone either. His girlfriend, Hindy, helped him select and kidnap women. They targeted vulnerable individuals, people who wouldn't be immediately missed. Once inside the toy box, the victims were drugged with barbiturates to make them more compliant. Ray's true aim, however, went beyond submission. He wanted complete control, to break their minds so thoroughly that if they were ever released, they'd have no memory of what had happened to them. There are some that suggest that Ray attempted brainwashing techniques not just to erase his victims' memories, but possibly to turn them into willing accomplices in his future crimes. Despite Ray's meticulous planning, one victim managed to escape, Cynthia Vigil. She had spent days chained inside the toy box, enduring unimaginable torture. One day, while Ray was away, Hindy accidentally left the keys within reach. Seizing the chance, Cynthia freed herself, slipping out of her restraints and fleeing, barefoot and naked, into the hot desert sun. She found help at a nearby trailer, and from that moment, Ray's dark world began to unravel. When law enforcement searched Ray's property, they were stunned by what they had found. Inside the trailer, they discovered journals documenting years of torture, along with detailed instructions on how to inflict pain without causing death. collars, chains, surgical instruments, and grotesque devices made it clear that Ray's toy box wasn't just a fantasy. It had been a functioning chamber of horror for years, possibly decades. But the most disturbing discovery came from survivor testimony. Many of Ray's victims had been released without any memory of their ordeal. The drugs and the hypnosis techniques Ray used wiped their minds clean, leaving no trace of the trauma they had endured. If others had survived, they might never know.
They think he may have killed dozens and dozens of women, but for 15 years, investigators have failed to find a single body.
The overwhelming evidence of torture. No bodies were ever actually found. Authorities believe Ray may have killed dozens of women, but without physical evidence, it's impossible to charge him with murder. The vast desert surrounding his property only deepens the mystery. Did Ray have accomplices who helped him dispose of the bodies? Were his victims buried in the New Mexico desert, never to be found? Or were some of them still alive, living ordinary lives with memories too shattered to remember the horrors that they had endured? These questions continue to haunt investigators, leaving the case frustratingly incomplete. In 2001, Cindy Hindy, Ray's accomplice, played a critical role in the kidnappings, helping him select victims and control them once they were inside the toy box. After Cynthia Vigil's escape, Hindy was arrested and later testified against Ray in exchange for a reduced sentence. Hindy was released in 2019, having served just 19 years. David Parker Ray was sentenced to 224 years in prison for multiple counts of kidnapping and torture. But justice was short-lived. Ray died of a heart attack in 2002, just 1 year into his sentence. His death brought closure to some, but for many it left too many questions unanswered. Ray's crimes weren't just about physical suffering. His ability to manipulate and erase memories means that even now, some of his victims may not know that they were ever in his grasp. For all I know, you could be one of his victims. The fear he instilled extended far beyond his victims, serving as a grim reminder that evil can hide everywhere. The story of David Parker Ray forces us to confront an unsettling truth. You can meet someone kind and charismatic, someone who offers you a warm conversation, helps you find your way home, or even becomes your friend. But sometimes that friendly stranger who seems so harmless has other plans. Not every nightmare leaves evidence behind. This is why we're taught to never walk alone, to stick to the buddy system, to trust our instincts when something feels off. What happens when the stranger slips something into your drink? Maybe you wake up in his bed. Maybe you wake up strapped to a chair in a soundproof room built for eternal torment. Even though Ray and his toy box are gone, the fear he spread lingers. He built more than just a chamber of torture. He left behind a legacy of doubt, a fear that evil can hide anywhere. How many more monsters exist hidden behind ordinary faces, waiting for the right moment to strike? And where are the bodies? The desert stretches for miles, silent and empty, filled with secrets that may never be uncovered. For every story we know, how many more are there that we haven't discovered yet? Are there more toy boxes? Could there be a toy box in one of your neighbor's backyards? Never forget the terrifying possibility that some monsters never really leave. They just disappear. Next time on Timeless Mystery, we dive into the chilling case of the Silent Twins, two sisters bound by an unbreakable, eerie connection, who spoke only to each other and whose pact would ultimately lead to madness, destruction, and death. What drove these girls to seal themselves off from the world, and what happened when their silence finally broke? As always, stay safe, stay curious, and always question the truth. I'll see you in the next video.